Now, depending on the groups of fractions that you have, it could be really easy to order your fractions, or it could take a little bit more work. Today, we're going to be covering 3 groups of fractions that you're most likely going to be running into, and I'm going to show you how you can order all your fractions within those groups. Now, the first 2 groups are going to be so easy to order, and those groups are going to be when you have fractions that either have all the same numerators or all the same denominators. If you have any one of those 2 groups, you're going to have an easy time ordering your fractions. However, if you have fractions in this third group, it's going to be a little bit more work. And this third group is going to be what I call the mixed group, because you can have fractions all over the place. They don't have to have the same anything. However, you still need to know how to order those fractions. Now, if you're lucky enough to run into fractions in either one of these 2 first groups, you're going to be so happy because you have to do hardly any math. So let's check out this first one, where you have a group of fractions that have all the same denominators, and we're going to see how simple it is to order those fractions. So let's say you have this group of fractions in which they all have the same denominator of 18, and we have to order these from smallest to biggest fraction. I say this is going to be super easy because you don't have to do any math. You can look at this and then put them in order. And that's because whenever you have fractions with the same denominator, you pretty much ignore the denominator and you look only at the numerator. And then you order that from smallest to biggest. So if they all have the same denominator, then which one of these is the smallest numerator? Well, 2 is going to be the smallest numerator. So you write 2 here. And then you keep going. Which one's going to have the next smallest numerator? The 7, so you put 7. How about the next smallest? 9, so you're going to have a 9. And then the last one is going to be 15. So you put that 15. However, you can't leave them as they are. When you write them like this, it looks like we're writing out whole numbers, but we're supposed to have fractions. So we need to go back and put the denominators back in. These are going to be all over the same thing of 18. So you just put each and every one of these over 18. And when you do that, you have now successfully ordered all of these fractions. So you see, it's super simple because you're pretty much ignoring the fact that they're fractions and then just ordering the numerators. So if you thought this group was easy, I assure you the next group is going to be just as easy. Let's say you have a group of fractions like these, in which they all have the same numerator. In this case, the numerator is going to be 1. So they all have a numerator of 1. I assure you this is going to be just as easy as the last one because you can ignore the numerator in this case, and we're going to be ordering by our denominators. However, it's going to be slightly different. Remember, in the last one where they had the same denominators, you ordered the tops and you went from smallest to biggest. However, you're going to do the reverse here. Still don't have to worry about doing a bunch of math. You just got to know which one is going to be biggest and put that one first. So which denominator is going to be the biggest? And that's going to be the first one you write here. So looking at all of these, which one has the biggest denominator? This one. So 44 is going to be written here. So what's the next biggest denominator? 27. So you're going to write 27 here. The next biggest? 12. So you write 12 here. And then which one's the last? This one is 3. And now, just like we did before, you have to make them back into their fractions. So put them all under the same numerator of 1. 1 goes each and every place. Now you have effectively ordered this group of fractions. Now you may be thinking, why do we have to reverse it? Where the first way we had to do it in increasing order, and now it seems like we did decreasing order. Well, that's because the bigger your denominator is, the smaller your fraction is. And if they all have the same numerator, this is going to determine how big your fraction is going to be. But as you see here, whenever you do have the same numerator, you still don't have to do any math. You just got to make sure you're ordering by your denominators properly. But let's move on to our mixed group, because that's where the math is going to come into play. Let's say we have this group of fractions. We have 1/2, we have 2 over 3, and we have 3 over 4. And we want to order these from smallest to biggest. Now, if you look at this, it may not be super obvious which one's going to be smallest and which one's going to be biggest. But as you see, nothing is going to be the same. No numerator, no denominator. This is our mixed group. So in cases like this, you're gonna have to do a little bit of math. The goal for this group is to get them all with the same denominator. If you can get them with the same denominator, we can treat them like our first group in which they all have the same denominator, so we order them by the numerators. But the trick is, how do we get them with the same denominator? That's where your multiplication tables are going to come into play. You're gonna do a multiplication table for each denominator that you have here, and then find a number that they have in common. So let's write out our times table for each one of these. So we have 2, 3, and 4. So what's our times table for 2? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. I'm gonna stop there because I'm running out of board. Let's move down to 3. What's our times table for 3? We have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24. I'm gonna stop there. Let's do 4. We have 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32. So now we want to look at this and find the first number that they have in common. Now that's the first number they have in common. They may have a lot of numbers in common. However, let's find the first one they have in common. Do they all have 2 in common? No. 4 is way too big, so they don't have that. How about 4? No, 3 doesn't have 4 in its timetable, so 4 is not in common. How about 6? Nope, 6 is not in 4's timetable, so let's keep going. No 8s. How about 10? Nope. How about 12? Yes, 12. So we circle our 12. 12 is going to be the number that they all have in common. Now, if you were to keep going, you'll see that they all have 24 in common as well, but I didn't have any space to write that. However, we don't need to go all the way to 24. We found 12. So now that we know which number they have in common, what do we have to multiply each denominator by in order to get 12? I've spaced these out to give us more room to work with, but we want to get 12 in the denominator. So what number do we multiply 2 by in order to get 12? That's going to be 6. So we're going to multiply 6 there. How about this 3? What do we multiply 3 by in order to get 12? 4. So we're going to multiply that by 4. And what about this 4? What do you multiply 4 by in order to get 12? 3. And whatever you do to the bottom, we need to do to the top. We don't want to change our fraction. We want to multiply top and bottom by the same number. So this is going to be times 6, this is going to be times 4, and this is going to be times 3. Make sure when you're changing your denominator, you change the numerator by the same process. Multiply by 6, multiply by 6. Multiply by 4, multiply by 4. Multiply by 3, multiply by 3. So when you do this, you get some new looking fractions, which we call equivalent fractions. So this is going to be 6 over 12. This is going to be 8 over 12. And this is going to be 9 over 12. So if you were to look at this, 6 over 12, 8 over 12, and 9 over 12, and you had to order them from smallest to biggest, how would you do it? They have the same denominators, so we simply put the smallest numerator first, which is going to be 6, and then we have 8, and then we have 9. And then we put all of them over the same denominator. However, these are equivalent fractions from the fractions that we started with. If we want to order the fractions we started with, we need to go back to what these equal. Now, 6 over 12 is going to equal this 1/2. So what we're really doing is going to be 1/2. What is this 8 over 12? 8 over 12 is going to be the 2 over 3. So 2 over 3. And this 9 over 12 is going to be this 3 over 4. 3 over 4. So it seems like we had it in the correct order to begin with. We didn't have to do anything. But if you didn't know that, this is how you're going to figure it out. Whenever you have mixed fractions, you have a group that you have all over the place, different numerators, different denominators, the first thing you want to do is get the same denominator. If you can do this, I assure you, the next time you're given a mixed group of fractions, you will still be able to find the correct order. Well, thank you for watching. I hope you learned something today. And if you did, be sure to leave a like and hit the subscribe button. See you again next week.